we go. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are having another wonderful Exploring Dream Vacations by Travel Pros presentation. Tonight, we have Brian Stinchcomb from Sandals and Beaches Resorts. Brian has been my sales rep with Sandals for several years now. He is my go-to person whenever you guys have questions. And I love having that partnership with the company. My name is Jennifer Garris. I'm the president and travel agent for Travel Pros, located in Norfolk, Virginia. We also have Glenda Stevens here. She's waving right now. She's in the car driving to the rodeo in Texas. And then we also have Taya Clifton sitting here with me that just came back to our team. She's been spending the last 4 years in Guam with her husband that is a master diver, and they just came back, and I'm so excited to bring her back to our team. So for tonight, we're going to talk about St. Lucia and Antigua. If you have any questions, definitely put them in our chat box, and that way we can answer them during the presentation. If for some reason you miss it and you'd like to give us a call or email us, we would be happy to talk to you about your vacation. This is not a sales pitch or a timeshare or anything like that. This is just strictly to give you information about how you can plan your dream vacation. All right, Mr. Ryan, it's on you.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you all for joining us this evening. So this evening, I'm really going to take you on a bit of a journey. We're going to go through that journey, talk a little bit more about the Sandals experience and what you can expect by going to any of our resorts. And then, as Jennifer mentioned, we're going to highlight some of our resorts there in St. Lucia and Antigua, but I will mention some of the other islands that we do venture off to as well, in case you were interested in possibly spending some time there. So let's get started. So here at Sandals, we are the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts. We're strictly located down there in the Caribbean, and we are constantly exceeding expectations. We want to show you how we earn our stars every day. We don't just want to call ourselves 5 stars and have you keep wondering and guessing each and every time. Our staff, the service, we want to go above and beyond for you each and every day throughout your entire length of stay while you're on the resort. And we're not the only ones that think we're the best. Year after year after year, we've been voted as the world's leading all-inclusive company. We actually just recently won the World Travel Awards in 2021. And mostly that's due to not only just the service and the amenities and the features and everything that we have to offer. It's that total package that you're getting when you head down to any of our resorts. So at Sandals, we are a paradise created for 2 people in love. We really emphasize romance across the resort. We are couples only and adults only. So you won't see any kids there on the resort. That's where we always get the celebrations and the applause during that, when there's no kids. But once again, no kids on the resort, full adults only, couples only, and it is that paradise for you. So at Sandals, we have a wide variety of some of our top Love Nest signature suites. And this is where Jennifer, Glenda, and Taya can actually help you, help put you at that perfect location for your vacation. Whether it's a pool up in the sky, maybe your own private pool up in the mountains there at Ochi on the left-hand side. Maybe you wanted something right there along the beach, along the ocean, a swim-up option. There's so many different choices, and that's where they can help work with you and give you some of those different details to put you in that preferred destination. So at Sandals, we do have 3 main levels of service, but when you go to any of our resorts, you have to indulge in our butler service. Butler service, best of the best, top of the top. Our butlers trained by the Professional Guild of English Butlers over there in Europe. Our butlers, as soon as you arrive on the resort, they greet you, they take you to your room, go through a private check-in there with you, give you a nice little orientation of the resort as well. There with our butlers, they can take care of any of your dining reservations. Some of our restaurants do require reservations. They can check that box for you right away once you arrive. For our butlers, you do also get 24-hour room service. So if you're interested in that early morning breakfast or that late night meal, call up the butlers and they'll bring that over there to you. You also have a stocked in-room bar with your higher level of alcohol. So you have your Absolute Vodka, your Tanqueray Gin, Johnny Walker Black, and it's not the mini bottles as well. It's the full-size bottles that we provide for you in your room. And I always like to say, if you go through an entire bottle, it's not a problem. We'll restock another one in there for you. That's the butler service there, but they're always there. And the best way you can reach them, because you're not always looking for them, you're not always trying to find them, but they're out running around making your dreams come true. We actually do provide you with your own cell phone, a personal cell phone that you can use to call your butlers. So if you're sitting down there at the beach, you left your sunscreen in the room, or you could go for a drink or maybe some nachos during the day, call the butler up and they'll bring them out to you so you don't have to lift a finger or move a muscle there. They really do exceed expectations and go above and beyond each and every day. Now at Sandals, we do sit on some of the best beaches there in the Caribbean, but we're not just all about the beaches. We have some of the most captivating pools in the Caribbean as well. The zero entry pools, the private pools, the active, the quiet pools. We were actually the first to invent the swim up pool bar as well. So you can thank us for that because we invented them many, many years ago there. But the key thing with our pools is that they never close. Our pools are open 24 hours a day, all throughout the mornings, throughout the evenings. So if you wanted to go for a nice little late night swim, maybe wanted to relax a little bit, grab a drink, go sit out by the pool and enjoy your evening there. Now at Sandals, I always like to say, once you arrive, you can do absolutely nothing. Sit on the beach, sit by the pool for 8-9 hours a day and never move a muscle. But we do give you that ability to take advantage of all of our different activities because we do include all of our water and our land sports there on the resorts. And when we talk about our water sports, we're talking motorized and non-motorized water sports. Your paddleboarding, kayaking, hubby cat sailing, water skiing, wakeboarding, snorkeling. We don't just give you the snorkeling gear and say, go off the edge of the beach, good luck, who knows what you're going to see. We actually put you on one of our dive boats, and then we send you out into the water, send you on an excursion, and once again, there's no additional cost for that. It's already included. If you're a certified diver, you get 2 dives a day. That's already included as well for scuba diving. If you're not a diver, but it's always an experience you've wanted to try, what better place to try it than down there in the Caribbean? It's a $100 charge. We go through a quick little course with you, send you out into the water. We have those professional instructors, and then we take you out diving once again. So you're getting all of that included right there for you. And like I said, be as active as you want or sit back on the beach and do absolutely nothing. Here with our land sports, we're talking the billiards, tennis, golf, basketball, beach volleyball, pool volleyball. There's always something active going on. Or once again, what most people do, what we see when we're down on the resort, is they're sitting on the beach with a drink in their hand or going to some of the restaurants and enjoying that beautiful Caribbean. Now, whenever you go to any of our resorts, we want you to go off and experience the island. And this is something that you can actually talk with Jennifer or the agents there, Travel Pros, about planning ahead of time for you. Take advantage of our island routes excursions. And here we're talking our catamaran cruises. Go to, in St. Lucia, which we'll see here shortly, go to the Soufri's volcano. Do the drive-through volcano, go through the mud bath, go to the waterfalls, then go snorkeling as well. Go on the speedboat, see the Piton Mountains there. Go and experience the island. It is an additional cost. This is something that agents can book ahead of time for you. So once you get down to the resort, you're set. Everything's already included. Everything's taken care of. And you have your date. You're ready to go and experience that excursion. Now, you can't talk about Sandals being that 5-star luxury all-inclusive without mentioning our 5-star Global Gourmet Dining. And with our 5-star Global Gourmet Dining, we have so many different types of experiences and flavors that you can enjoy throughout all of our resorts. So many different types of cuisines. And we actually have our Italian chefs cooking our Italian meals, our French chefs cooking our French meals. We want you to dine around the world. So go to the Italian restaurant, have an appetizer, have an entree, stand up, walk out, go to the French restaurant, have another appetizer, have another entree, really dine around and experience all those different options that we have. We average about 10 restaurants per resort. Some of them require dinner reservations, but for the most part, they're easy to come and go and enjoy. And there's no tipping whatsoever at any of the restaurants. We do include some of those farm to table options. So the chefs, they're actually walking through those farms, walking through those fields, picking up those fresh ingredients, the vegetables, the fruits, and actually bringing them right to the table there. So you're guaranteed to have the best ingredients in all of your meals throughout our resorts. And you can't have five-star global gourmet dining without our top shelf premium liquors. And across all of our bars, we have our top shelf drinks, talking our Appleton rum, our Johnny Walker Black Maker's Mark, Jack Daniels, your Tito's vodka, your Bombay, Tanqueray, all the different types there, and we have them at all of the bars. So no matter what bar you're at, what type of room you're staying in, you have access to all of our drinks. We have our Robert Mondavi wine, or 6 different varietals, 3 red and 3 white. So when you actually go to one of our restaurants, you go to the Italian restaurant, you want a nice glass of Chardonnay or Pinot Grigio, you're actually getting that Robert Mondavi blend. You're not just getting a regular white or a regular red, you're getting that preferred taste there. And our bartenders, I like to call them more mixologists. They all have their own unique drink. They all have their own unique cocktail. Go up, ask them what their preferred drink is or what their favorite drink is. They'll make it right there for you. If it's not something that fits your taste buds, that's not a problem, as we like to say, because you can ask for something different. There's no check, there's no signing, there's no drink tab. Everything's already included there for you. You can ask for something different, and they'll easily make that for you there. Now at Sandals, it's always a party. We always bring the evening entertainment, our evening shows that we're doing, our beach bonfires, our white night party where everybody dresses in white, and then we have chocolate treats that we give out. It's always a fun time. I don't know who came up with that idea of serving chocolate when everybody's dressed in white, but it is our most entertaining night that we have. We have our Jamaica nights where we're doing the different shows. We have talent shows, singing competitions. We do karaoke. We do have the DJ going. We do country nights. We do silent discos. There's so much going on. You're never bored. There's always a party. There's always some type of activity going on here at the resorts. So now that I've talked a little bit about the full Sandals experience, and that was just a glimpse at the Sandals experience. Once you get down there, you'll see how much more that we have to offer. Now we're going to go through some of the different resorts to find that perfect location for you. So as I mentioned before, we do have multiple destinations and multiple islands. We currently have 15 resorts on 6 amazing islands down there. With starting in April, we will have 16 resorts on 7 different islands. We are adding another resort into a new destination in Curacao. But we're currently located in the Bahamas, Jamaica, St. Lucia, Grenada, Antigua, and Barbados. All the different options there, so many different amazing beaches that we have to offer. So as I mentioned before, we're going to hop over to the Eastern Caribbean. Now here in the Eastern Caribbean, we're located on these 4 islands. And once you get down there, it's not a bad flight to get to some of these different destinations, but it really gives you that Eastern Caribbean feel. So we're going to head to the island of Antigua. Now, the island of Antigua, it's known as a very historic island. There's a lot of different national landmarks that you can enjoy. You can actually drive around the island yourself, and it only takes about 2 to 3 hours. I think it's pretty quick to drive around. So there's a lot of different island routes excursions that give you that the feeling of seeing Antigua, seeing what it truly values. Antigua is also known to have 365 beaches, 1 beach for each day of the year. And of course, Sandals, I mentioned that at the beginning, we're the best. So of course, we're going to sit on the best beach. Dickenson Bay at the most northern part of the island. It's about 15 minutes from the St. John's Airport there up in Antigua. And here we have Sandals Grande Antigua, voted as the world's most romantic resort. So when you come here to Antigua, it's not a question. You have to love each other when you come to the island of Antigua. There's no guessing. There's no do I or do I not. You're required to love each other when you come to Sandals Grande Antigua. Here at this resort, we feature 2 distinct villages that you can choose from. On our left-hand side, we have our Caribbean village. That seaside garden oasis, a lot of your buildings and a lot of your rooms right there along that white sand beach. Tucked away a little bit more in those palm trees, those those meandering pathways there. And on the right-hand side, we have our Mediterranean village, your high-rise, stunning ocean view suites. And then you have that nice plaza area right outside of that Mediterranean village with that main pool bar just a few steps away. So you can see here at Sandals Grande Antigua, we have the main pool on both sides in both villages. So no matter where you are on the resort, you have that very, very large, spacious pool to really blend out, max yourself out, and enjoy that Caribbean breeze down there in Antigua. And here you can see once again that classic and that true Caribbean feel that you get within the room within our resorts. Here's one of our top suites there in the Mediterranean village, your own private pool with that nice little plunge pool on the left-hand side, and you're still just a few steps from that amazing white sand beach that Antigua has to offer. Now here at Sandals Grande Antigua, we actually do feature 10 different dining options to choose from. Our barefoot by the sea, you kick off your flip-flops, you have your toes in the sand, and you're just a few steps from that beach there. So it really is that true beach lovers resort here. A lot of our restaurants are also in that plaza area where it's easy to walk back and forth, to dine around, go to Cafe de Paris in the morning, grab a couple maybe a couple of treats or so, maybe some coffee, then head over to our other breakfast restaurants that we offer. So now we're going to make our way over to the island of St. Lucia. And here in St. Lucia, it's known as the Caribbean's Hawaii due to those lush palm trees, that tropical feeling that you get. We have the active volcanoes, the Piton Mountains there. It gives off that true Hawaiian feel. Now, our resorts themselves, we have 3 distinct resorts here in St. Lucia, but we offer full exchange privileges between the 3. So if you're staying at either of our 3 resorts, you have the ability to hop on a shuttle that we already include and take advantage of another resort. Go and enjoy some of the restaurants, enjoy the beach, enjoy the pool, feel that atmosphere there. The resorts themselves, the airport is down on the southern part of the island. They sit about an hour to an hour and a half of a drive from the airport up to the resorts, but we do actually offer a helicopter transfer. Now that helicopter transfer can get you from the southern airport up to our smaller airport on the northern part of the island. It takes about 10-15 minutes to get up there, and you get to see why we call St. Lucia that Caribbean's Hawaii. And it's about another 10 to 15 minute drive from that airport over to any of our resorts there. But it gives you that feeling, and it's an amazing way to, once you arrive to St. Lucia, go hop on that helicopter and see that true island in its own. So here's just some other views. Here in St. Lucia, we do feature our golf courses. So we do have 2 distinct golf courses here. We have an 18-hole course and a 9-hole course. Within our golf courses, we do offer complimentary greens fees as well. So once again, there's so many different activities that you can do in St. Lucia. We always say, let her inspire you here. It's a very popular island, very amazing, stunning, beautiful island that we have. So the first resort we're going to head to here in St. Lucia is Sandals Grande St. Lucia. Now, Sandals Grande St. Lucia, it is our most active out of the 3 that we feature here in St. Lucia. It actually sits on its own peninsula. So you have the ocean on the one side and you have the bay on the opposite side. When you're sitting out on the beach and looking out into the bay, you can see some of the different boats and the yachts that are kind of gliding throughout. You have our Pigeon Peak, which is a national landmark in that back area. You can actually hike up that mountain if you wanted to. But here at Sandals Grande St. Lucia, all the activity is in that central pool right on the right-hand side. It's where everybody comes together. You're interacting with everybody because that's where all the activity really stems from. Now here at Sandals Grande St. Lucia, we do feature our over-the-water bungalows. We have our over-the-water bungalows in 2 distinct locations, both Jamaica and St. Lucia. Here, this is the only resort in St. Lucia that features the over-the-water bungalows. 9 different options, glass bottom floor, full king-size bed, tranquility soaking tub, over-the-water hammock, and you have an unbelievable view of the water. And you actually, depending on which bungalow you have, you get a nice backdrop. If you're sitting out on the bed, you have a nice view of that Pigeon Peak, of that mountain in the background, or in the foreground, I should say. So Sandals Grand St. Lucian does feature 12 different dining options to choose from. We have our old English London pub, that authentic European British pub that we like to feature there. You get that nice Newcastle, maybe a Guinness or so. And then our creperie, which can only be found here in Sandals Grand St. Lucian. Get that sweet, maybe that savory crepe right by the pool. Nice little snack during the day. Call up the butler. They'll bring that out right there for you. So now we're going to make our way over to Sandals Regency La Toc. Sandals Regency La Toc, it's known as our most glamorous resort. We have our Emerald Village down on that beachfront side, close, just a few steps from the beach to the water. You can actually hear the waves crashing. It's a little bit more rough here at Sandals Regency La Toc. Then up on our other part of the resort, we have up on our bluff. And up on the bluff, we have plenty of rooms, plenty of our butler suites with some amazing views. This is where Sandals Regency La Toc, it's known as the most glamorous resort because of the views that it brings. Here, you have your millionaire suite, where you don't have to be a millionaire to stay in those rooms. They make you feel like a millionaire when you're laying on your king-size bed. You open up those windows there. You have a full 180-degree view of those beautiful St. Lucian waters. You can either see it from your bed, maybe even see it from your nice private pool, or your nice little patio furniture that we include out there. These stunning rooms. And because you're sitting up on the bluff, you hear the waves crashing up against those rocks there in the evening. It's a nice, peaceful, and amazing, breathtaking view that we offer here. Now at Sandals Regency La Toc, we do have some dining options on both sides of the resort. This resort, there is a shuttle that can take you up to the bluff. You can easily walk up, or actually you can easily walk down. The walk up might be a little bit more difficult, but we do have a shuttle that's running all throughout the day. So no matter where you are on the resort, you have some dining options available. We have 9 different choices here at Sandals Regency La Toc. And then there's always the different activities going on. No matter where you are, if you're up on the bluff, we're doing some different activities up there. We have one of our main pools, and down by the Emerald Village, that main area is where we do some of our water shows, evening entertainment there. So no matter, depending on which area of the resort you're on, there's always something happening, always something going on. So now we're going to end here at Sandals Halcyon. Sandals Halcyon is our smallest resort here in St. Lucia. It's your true home away from home. It's that true Garden of Eden, because there's no building as tall as the highest palm tree here. We have that lush tropical feel. We have the largest river lagoon in the Caribbean that flows throughout that back area. The best word I always use to describe Halcyon is cozy. It gives you that cozy type of feeling when you're here, when you're walking around. The staff all across the resort, they get to know you instantly. They know your drink, they know your order, they know your food order, they know where you want to sit. It really is that true level of service, that extra level of service that we provide here. Here we have some of our cottage type style rooms with that nice plunge pool, where you do get some privacy, but you're still in that main area. It's not too far to walk along here. We don't have any of those long stretches of buildings, those massive room blocks here. We want to kind of have everybody a little bit secluded, but at the same time, give you that intimate feeling. Now, Kelly's Dockside does feature 6 different dining options. Our kimonos, that Japanese teppanyaki. They cook the food right in front of you there. You're getting your fish, your chicken, your shrimp, your steak, or we have our Kelly's Dockside, that true over-the-water restaurant. Your glass panels that surround the restaurant there. So it actually truly feels like you're over the water while you're dining. Now, remember, once again, by staying at any of our resorts here in St. Lucia, you do get access to all 3 of them. So you have the options of 27 different dining options to choose from just between these 3 resorts. So you have to stay here for 9 days if you come to St. Lucia, so you can actually enjoy all the different restaurants. That's almost a minimum requirement here. So we wanted just to kind of highlight some of those specific resorts and specific islands for you. But we do have a nice little incentive, a nice little promotion that we want to offer. Now, this promotion is only offered for you attending. You can only get this by working with Jennifer or the agents here at Travel Pros. If you happen to book a trip, now I can travel anytime Next year, we actually have dates open until 2023, 2024. If you book 6 nights or longer in one of our club level, which is our middle tier, or our butler level suites, but I know you're all going butler because you have to have that premier service. You can choose one of the following 4 options. It could be either a $250 spa credit that you use maybe for yourself, maybe use it as a nice little couples massage out on the beach there. We can do them on some of the different cabanas. Or you can use it towards a combo credit, which is $100 towards our spa, $100 towards a private beach candlelight dinner, then $50 towards towards our photo shop. You can use it for the Discover Scuba program. So if you wanted to try scuba diving, never did it before here, wanted to go do it, no better place to do it than down in the Caribbean. Or if you would like to go to any of our resorts in Jamaica or Turks and Caicos, I know we did not highlight them today, but we do have plenty of options there. We'll also offer you a catamaran cruise. So you get one of those 4 choices, an amazing added bonus, added promotion for you here. But we also have more promotions and more deals always going on. Our 777, an additional 7% off of 7 of our select rooms. We just had 7 rooms come on sale yesterday. I know Jennifer knows some of the different options. I think St. Lucia was on one of them. I actually think St. Lucia and Antigua were both on them. So if there's any kind of, if you're looking for that amazing deal, you're not really sure what type of room you're looking at, let Jennifer know. She'll talk with you and help qualify you and get you to that perfect location. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me talk about sandals a little bit. I always love doing it. It's an amazing product to talk about. It's very easy to talk about when you go down there and you know you're going to have an amazing time. But now's the time to start looking. All of our resorts are open. We have actually our last resort opening in January. So people are traveling. They're ready. We're ready to go. Get you down there to enjoy it. And space is filling up. I know Jennifer just mentioned she unfortunately had to stay at those other places, which we don't say their names. She had to stay there because there was no room at a Sandals. And that's because people are ready to go. So feel free. Start looking ahead. You can go next week. We love to have you down there, or you can go a year from now or a couple months from now. It's never too early to start looking and start planning. So thank you all. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
I have a question, Ryan.
Okay.
I know you have that promotion right now where your insurance is included. Do you know if
Yes.
that's get extended?
I believe so. I do not know for sure. But I believe it should be. I know right now if you book by the end of this year at least to travel anytime next year, we're including the insurance. We're also going to offer you a replacement vacation if your trip gets interrupted by COVID in any way whatsoever. So we're also offering the free COVID test to come home. I know you'll have to take the test before you get back on the plane to come home. We are offering that at no charge for you. And in case of the worst case scenario, if something does happen, we will also cover your cost of quarantine on the resort. We will keep you on the resort. We're not going to send you anywhere else. We will cover that cost. We'll take care of you, make sure you're safe, everybody's comfortable there. But we will cover all that. But we will also give you a chance to do it over again and give you a replacement trip for that full voucher.
That's awesome. Do you guys have any questions? Because I'd like to say some things about my own experience. Come January, it'll be my 25th year with Travel Pros. And when Sandals started, actually a little bit before I started in the industry, but I started selling them right away. As soon as I saw them and I compared them to the other resorts, and then the lady that I worked for in the beginning, she sent me on vacation and I got to experience it. And I had gone to other places too, because that's what we do in the beginning. We call them fam trips. And I was like, wow. And then I learned about Butch Stewart, the man that created Sandals. And unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. He passed in January. And he's the innovator. He's the one that started the resorts back, what was it, 1978? He started it, Ryan?
We just celebrated our 40 years. So I think it was, what's 21, 19, so 81.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So that's amazing. And they really are the true innovators. Anything that you see maybe at other resorts that are similar, they're not quite the same. And I call them, they're an off brand. Because like the swim up pool bar, the liquor, the food, no other resort can compare where it comes to that. And they ask me, why are they more expensive? Well, there's a couple of different things, and Ryan probably can't talk about this, but I can. Everybody else has a timeshare aspect to it. I like Hyatt, I like Couples, and the other ones, not to mention them, but they are able to lower their price a little bit because they're always going to try to get you into a presentation. Sandals is family owned. They will never do that to you. And the greatest thing about it is they have so many repeat clients because of the promotions that they offer you to come back at a later time. You're never going to want to go to another resort after you experience it. It was kind of tough these past couple of weeks, I have to admit, because I'm a little spoiled. I've been to all the Sandals, and I like the smaller ones like Halcyon. I like that intimate feel that they know my name. I feel like it's my house. When you said home away from home, that's exactly how it feels when I go. I like to lay on the beach and read a book and have a waiter ask me what would you like to drink? And I'm like, everything. And what would you like to eat? Everything. And they bring it. And I've had the butler at Sandals and Grill, and the best experience with that is coming back from snorkeling, and you have that salty taste in your mouth. And even though they give you fruit on the boat, there's this man standing on the beach with these 2 cocktails, and everybody's like, oh, was that for me? And I was like, no, that's my butler. I felt so like a princess. And the other thing is I didn't have to get up every morning to go put my towel out to save my spot, at the beach or at the pool, because they already did it for you. So you can get up whenever you want, and your area is all set up with a cooler full of beer or juice or soda, snacks. You really don't have to think if you didn't want to. And all the service that we do as being travel agents, and we do pay for our vacations. I kind of like that service myself when I travel. And I get to relax and chill. And I don't know. I always like to put that little bit in there because it truly changed my life. And I've been now 25 years selling travel. And I will always be a #1 fan of Sandals Resorts. So if you guys have any questions, you let me know. Or Glenda, on her way to the rodeo. If you guys ever go to Texas, the big rodeo's in March. And her and Marion are in charge of a lot of things there. So they're on the way for their big meeting. It's a big to-do in Houston.
I have a question about the beaches. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been to Turks and Caicos, not to the beaches resort, but I've been to Turks and Caicos, and the beach is gorgeous. I love a nice white sand beach. My understanding is St. Lucia, like you said, is more like Hawaii, I guess, very scenic. But aren't the beaches there a little bit more like golden sand or browner sand versus the white?
Yeah, so the one within our St. Lucian resorts, Sandals Grand St. Lucian is that white sand.
Okay.
It is that white sand beach. Sandals Regency Latak is a little bit darker. That one will be a little bit darker because you actually do have the volcano close by for that. It's a little bit closer. But the one at Sandals Grand St. Lucian, it is that white sand beach there.
So do they bring the sand in? I know in some of the resorts they do.
No, not to my knowledge or so. It's all just kind of natural made, natural. Yeah.
I think it's because it's in the north too, so it's pretty away from the volcanoes.
Okay.
And Sandals Grand St. Lucian, and I've heard this before, actually from the general manager there. It's one of the few places on the island that gets the least amount of rainfall. because where it's located up on the peninsula and everything and around the mountains, the clouds just don't come there. They kind of disperse.
Mhm.
So that they do get the least amount of rainfall just at that specific resort.
And then Antigua, is that going to be whiter sand and clearer water than St.
Yes.
Lucia in general?
Yes. So Antigua, when you're looking between St. Lucia and Antigua will have the whiter sand and the much clearer water. Though St. Lucia is not too far behind. I
Okay.
can say
And did
that.
you say that you have a resort in Nassau in the Bahamas?
Yes. So we do have a resort in Nassau. We have Sandals Royal Bahamian. That will be actually opening January 27th.
Okay.
Towards the end or the end of next month. It's a reimagined, and so we've done a ton of new things there. So we're very excited for it. We're going to have some food trucks, some swim up suites. We have an offshore island, and it's about 15 minutes from the airport, so it's a quick little drive too.
And what is your new resort that you were opening up?
Sandals Royal Curacao. So that's going to be on the island of Curacao. A brand new resort. About 25-30 minutes from the airport there. We're going to have some bungalows, food trucks, set on a nice marina that we're going to feature as well. So, and Curacao as a whole, the island itself, it's very European Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
So we want everybody to kind of go off the resort and experience the island themselves while they're there.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Those overwater bungalows are so wanted that it's a really difficult to get more than 3 nights. Just if you guys had an interest, and they have them in Jamaica as well. Every time I go to look for someone, they're sold out. And so you have to make sure if you do, you can book, like you said, into 2024. If you know anyone that's ever interested in staying in an overwater bungalow, just encourage them to start early, because there's only a limited amount of them. And some people stay in them for a couple weeks.
Of course.
It's my life. my dream life. So, well, we really appreciate it. And Pam and Wayne, do you guys have any questions or?
Yeah. Could you inform us more about your insurance program and what that covers and how that works?
Brian, or I can tell him.
Yeah, because our insurance, so the insurance that we're including is the medical coverage on the resort. So on the land, so if anything were to happen while you're on the resort, we're covered by, I believe it's TripMate. So, but with the added vacation assurance program, the assurance program, that is basically where if anything were to happen, if you're down on the resort for 7 nights or so and you test positive on that 1 or 2 days before you're leaving, we're going to offer you that we're once again going to take care of you, but we're going to offer you that replacement vacation, and then we're going to also cover your quarantine costs, because with the islands right now, you do have to quarantine on the island until you test negative, and we will cover those costs for you. And then I don't know, Jennifer, if you have anything else to add about.
Well, as far as like how their payments go and insurance, are you going to still include the cancel for any reason? And usually it's 31 days out. Say that you had an emergency and you had to cancel and it's not covered by regular insurance. Your job tells you can't go. Something different than like a medical emergency. Is it still 31 days prior and it's a refund on their land, and the air becomes a credit from 1 year from the date of purchase? And then within 31 days or 30 days to 15, it's 50% refund, 50% future credit. And then 15 days or less, it's a future travel credit. So you don't ever lose your money. You just get to travel at another time.
Another time. Okay.
Yeah. They do offer a third-party company that also will cover you if you did have an emergency, like medically, if you did also want to purchase that, and then you can just get a full refund for your air and your hotel. But you have to file a claim for that insurance. The other one is just with the company with Sandals that you get your future travel credit if you're in that period of time that it's non-refundable.
And the other question that I have is obviously with COVID and everything, it sounds like more people are wanting to travel now than what they had before, but everybody's still a little sketchy about that. And are there any restrictions in the resorts about wearing masks, having to have vaccines? What's the story with that?
Yeah, so some of the islands do require the vaccine. The islands that out of the couple that we talked about today, Antigua does require the vaccine. St. Lucia does not. But if you wanted to enjoy the exchange privileges and take advantage of those of the other resorts, you would have to be vaccinated. When it comes to masks and everything on the resort, each island is a little different because some of them have different kind of rules. And we don't have at Sandals, we don't have any policies on our own. We just kind of work with whatever the government is saying for each island. Masks they're really just kind of encouraged in some of the indoor places. So kind of going into a restaurant similarly to in the States here, going into like the gift shop or our soon come back desk or so. But when it comes down to sitting on the beach or going up to the bar or anything like that, none of them require masks.
They may have to have you wear it to order a drink at the bar, but like if you're walking up to them, but as soon as you walk away, you can take it off. If you're sitting at the bar drinking, you can have it off. You're in the swim up pool bar, you can have it off. It's kind of weird, just like here in the United States. It's like you can, you can't, you can, you can't. But whenever you're face to face to someone, you know, it's just more of a polite thing to do is to have it on. And all of them are masks. All of the staff is masked. So you won't have to worry about them. You know, you're at the bar right there and they are going to have their masks on. But other than that, they hopefully and life changes and these vaccination requirements, you know, could change. And they're so prompt on giving us the information to forward to you. And of course, we're always on it because we look at it daily to see if anything changes, especially with current travel. You know, we'll keep you updated on it.
Okay, and the other question I had is in terms of getting on and off the island with all the different restrictions, is Antigua easier than St. Lucia? I've heard Barbados is not very amenable to things, but what are your thoughts about those two comparisons or those two resorts?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at St. Lucia, you're able to when you're talking about the excursions and some of those opportunities, it is both St. Lucia and Antigua are very acceptable. They are very easy to kind of go off the resort and do any of the excursions, the approved excursions that we have. If you wanted to go off into town, well, Antigua, you'd have to be vaccinated. In St. Lucia, I think you would also have to be vaccinated for both. But they're still, I mean, when it comes to the excursions and kind of getting the restrictions a little bit, it's a little bit easy. Both of them are fairly easy, I would say, Jennifer, right? I would say.
I do. I definitely more than Barbados, which Barbados is a lot smaller, of course, than the other two islands. But and it really also depends on the government. So it's not a Sandals thing. It's the island government. So we can look to see what their restrictions are for each of the different islands that you may want to look at, and then, you know, compare them. I don't know off the top of my head, unfortunately, but I can definitely find that out for you.
Okay. All right. Good question. All right. Great.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much, and try to tune in. Next week, we are going to have a new Jamaica vacation with sandals. We do have some sandals on there as well, but we did look at like 15 different resorts. We're going to put together a slide presentation, and Glenda and I and Taya, we're going to be hosting that presentation on our own. We don't have a guest host. We will be the guest host. And then come 2022, in January, we're going to start again once every Thursday or every week. Every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we do have clients in California as and other places in the West Coast. We have our YouTube channel and all of our social media that we'll upload this video on, and hopefully you turn in and subscribe. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. We enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Appreciate
We
it.
will
Have a good
see you
night.
soon. All right. Bye-bye.